Everyone, I'm Margaret Kasperick, and this is my mom Nancy, and she's going to be telling me what my name means. But first, before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background information about me. I'm from India, and I was adopted when I was 6 months old by my mom. Who's pretty awesome, and she is going to tell the story of how I got my Indian name and how my name was changed to what it is now. So, Mom, what is my Indian name, and how was I named that name?
Your name in India was Rashika. Your biological parents took you to the orphanage at 2 days of age without a name. So the orphanage named you Rashika. And Rashika means that you were descended from royalty and that you're a ray of light. When I looked it up at Parenting Nation, it's both a Hindu name and a traditional Indian name for girls.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. Okay, so my name now is Margaret Mary. So what made you want to name me Margaret Mary?
Before I even knew that you had a name, I'd already made a decision. I was going to name you after your great grandmother and your grandmother, two very strong women who had a lot of influence over my life, and I felt that was one way of honoring both of them. So you were named Margaret Mary as a result. Ironically, when we were talking about doing this project, we looked up what Margaret and Mary both mean. And I found out that Margaret means that you are a pearl, that you are radiant from the inside out, and that you are full of smiles, and that you light up a room when you walk in. Mary has both a Hebrew and an American name, which means that you are much wished for child. And at the time that I adopted you, you were the only focus of my life was to become a parent.
That's awesome. That makes me tear up. Every time I talk about that story, it just always makes me tear up. So, my name now is Margaret Mary, and I go by Maggie, and that's what I prefer to go by. Do I have any nicknames? What do you call me?
Maggie, unless you're in trouble, and then it's usually Margaret Mary.
Yeah, sometimes my friends have so many different nicknames for me. I just kind of go with it. So I go by Mags, Maggie Moo. I even get called Kelly off The Office. So yeah, I respond to that. So, but the nickname that is most popular is Maggie, and that's what I go by. Um, and I've gone by Maggie ever since I was a kid. And why was that?
Margaret was just too formal and too old for you. Every Maggie I have ever known is full of energy and does their own thing, and they sort of march to a different drummer. Margarets tend to be a little more conservative and quiet and laid back.
Well, I'm definitely not conservative, quiet, or laid back, so it definitely fit Maggie. um, okay, so how I feel about my name, I love my Indian name, and ever since I was a kid, my mom has always told me that I was adopted, which I've always appreciated her for doing that, and she has always told me that my Indian name was Rashika, and I just think that's a very cool name, and whenever I get to tell people that, people are like, ooh, that's really cool. Um, I think it's really pretty, but I love my name, Margaret Mary. I love that I'm named after two amazing, strong women that are from my family, and I really like that my mom decided to use a family name for both of my names. So, and it's something that I would like to continue on when I have children, whether it be naming them after a first name or a last name, or a middle name, I mean, or a whole name. I just think that's kind of a cool touch that our family has, because our family has a lot of family names still currently. So I just think that's really cool. What do I want people to remember you by when they hear my name? Well, obviously the meanings of my names. I definitely want them to. I want people to know that I am a ray of light, and I'm a ray of hope, and um, I think that I really do a good job of that. I really try to make people feel included and stuff. I also want to make sure that people know that I'm funny, which people think I'm funny, but I don't think I am. But a lot of people do think that, and that I'm really nice and I'm super outgoing, and I'm always like wanting to help people. I think that that's definitely what I want people to remember what Maggie Kasperick is known for. Um, So that's just kind of a little bit about my name and a little bit about my family history. Thanks, Mom, for doing this interview with me. I love you a lot. And I hope that you all have a great summer and great rest of your day. And thanks for listening.